Oh, Darth Vader, only you could be so bold. Oh, hey again. Welcome back to Thoughts on Star Wars and Comics. As I mentioned in my last video, which I recorded literally a few minutes ago, in real time, I'm going to talk about issue 1 to 12 of the Darth Vader series. The first Darth Vader series, not the one they're running now, which is also called Darth Vader. Yeah, thanks Marvel for that one. Anyway, this one takes place in the same time period as the main series Star Wars line. And instead of going through each individual book, that would take forever, I'm just going to do a run-through of what happens in the series. So, issue 1, 2, 3. Oh, look, Dr. Aphra. We'll get into her. 4. Some battle droids. What's going on there, I wonder? 5. Lightsaber fights. 6. Ooh, Palpatine. Nice. 7. Ooh, the hut and Tatooine. I wonder what's going on there. Really? Oh, jarring cover art. Oh, God. Anyway. Cool cover art. Nice. Ugh. Ooh, like it. I really like this cover. Sorry about the reflections. And that's 12. Alright, so what happens in this series? Alright, so basically what happens is Vader hires Boba Fett in the first issue and another bounty hunter who's a Wookiee called Black Chrysanthemum. I think that's how you pronounce it. Anyway, they go off looking for Luke, which we see the outcome of in the main Star Wars series where he fights him on Tatooine. Boba Fett, anyway. He fights Boba Fett on Tatooine, and Boba Fett finds out what his name is. Anyway, back in Vader universe, Vader's fighting the rebels after the destruction of the first Death Star. The Emperor's pissed at him. Vader knows something's up, so he goes and he starts trying to hire people to basically try to take over the Empire, if you will. So he hires this character, Dr. Aphra. Dr. Aphra is an original character. I'm just going to pull a comic up with her on it. Let's take this awful picture of her here. Yeah, Dr. Aphra. She's got this weird tattoo on her arm. She's got the goggles. Anyway, she's not a badly designed character or anything like that. She was actually really good in the Vader series, which is probably why she got her own book. But her own book started really strong and then got kind of weak. But I'm going to go over that later. We'll not get into that now. He hires Dr. Aphra to help build him a force to oppose the Empire, basically. She goes through this big, long, thing where she breaks into an Imperial base and steals the 000 droid brain, basically, which she puts into this black protocol droid. And 000 is a really smart protocol droid that can discern different languages that don't exist anymore. And he's also basically HK-47 from the Knights of the Old Republic. He's crazy, he hates life forms, he wants to kill everything. She also steals this from one of the Imperial factories. It's called BT-1, and he's a blastomech droid. It's an astromech droid that looks like it's a special assassin droid that looks like an astromech droid, so it can go into places, but it's like loaded with weapons on the inside of it. That's kind of cool. These two are like the anti-3PO and R2, basically. And she's kind of like the anti-Princess Leia, really. Anyway, so they find out that there's still a droid facility on Geonosis. They go there, they fight the last Geonosian queen, who's turned the droid factory into making some weird bug-looking versions of battle droids, because all of her people got genocided, apparently, by the Empire for knowing about the construction of the Death Star, blah, blah, blah. That happens, he gets the droids, he goes to fight. They find this guy named Dr. Silo who has some information. Turns out that the Emperor hired him to make all of these weird replacements for Vader. None of them are Force sensitive, but there's like a Mon Calamari with a General Grievous body. There's a couple other like loosely trained Jedi type people. There's a bunch of weird things, and he's kind of weird looking too. But anyway, that doesn't really amount to anything. Vader beats them. A couple of the characters survive, and they become adversaries later on. Nothing much. Boba Fett comes back. He tells Vader about Luke. Luke contacts the Emperor. They have a little spit. He decides for sure that he's going to try to take over the Empire from the inside. But the Emperor doesn't trust him, so he gets this guy named Inspector Thanoth. And I'm not even kidding, it's spelled Thanoth. Now, he doesn't look like Thanos, but his name sure looks a lot like it. He looks kind of like Sherlock Holmes in an Imperial uniform. He's got the little monocle and the mustache, and he has a cane. And anyway, that's basically it. The Inspector is trying to track down who's a traitor to the Empire. He finds out about Aphra. He starts hunting her. They almost catch her. Vader keeps doing stuff to make her escape. Eventually, they meet up on an undisclosed location on a planet, and she tells him where Luke is because she's found out where he is. That's pretty much the gist of the first 12 issues of Vader, without getting into too much detail. Yeah, I had to take notes because I didn't want to mess any of that up. But, yeah, it's not a bad series. There's not much that happens in the first 12 issues, but it's not terrible. There are better arcs later on in the series. And the prequel-based one, or post-prequel based one that they're running now, is a little bit more interesting that way. So that's all I can really say about that. And now that we got that out of the way, we can go into the Vader Down stuff and continue on with the main Star Wars line. So that's it for this episode, and I'll see you in the next one.